You deserve to feel good. You deserve it, don't you? We're going to talk about it on today's episode.
I've spent the last 20 years studying, teaching, and coaching people to find their greatness and take their lives to the next level. Along the way, it's become evident that emotions are at the root of everybody's successes and failures. Worry and fear are the enemies, and it's time to forge the armor and earn the tools to overcome the two things that could single-handedly destroy your future. Hi, my name is Michael Johnson, and I'm a life coach, a peak performance trainer, and I'm the emotions guy. It's time to take back control of how you feel, control of how you act, and control of how you experience life. It's time to become a lifer, a new breed of overachiever focused on living every minute to its fullest. We are responsible for how we feel, and no one and no thing can make us feel anything. Emotional mastery is our journey, and emotional education and intelligence is the key. We are lifers, and this is Magic for Life.
What's up, lifers? Michael Johnson here with the Magic for Life podcast, and I'm excited that you joined me today because we are starting something really cool. So over the next little while, we're going to be discussing this concept and idea, not even a concept, but the idea of feeling good. What the heck? It's so simple. It's such an easy thing to say. I want to feel good. Have you said that? Maybe you say that right now. Maybe you've said that 5 times today. I want to feel good, but I don't. There are lots of things going on in the world. Last year tested many people and was a blessing in disguise for so many. It was devastating to so many. And I really wanted to take some time on the Magic for Life podcast and channel to really be able to dig into feeling good. You see, our forefathers, if you look back to the beginning of America, our forefathers said, hey, we have an unalienable right to feel good, right? The pursuit of happiness. They didn't say feel good, right? Because it wasn't fancy enough sounding, right? But you have a right to be happy. What the heck does that mean? What does happiness mean? I believe it means feeling good. Now that is down to the roots, down to the basic elements of what it's all about. Being happy is being able to feel good. Now, happy can mean so many different things. And if you were to talk to 10 people, their description and definition of happy would be different. And yet we can look at each other and we can smile and go, oh, you're happy. Oh, okay, I see that you're happy. Now, does that mean in every element or every place in your world, in your life, all of the different categories of your life that they're happy? Not necessarily. Does it mean that you've got life figured out in every element, right? Because there's a lot of different categories of your life. You've got your relationships and you've got your health and you've got your wealth, right? You've got your business and maybe your partnerships. That also kind of group into the relationships, but they're different than your relationships. You've got your spirituality and your connection with yourself, right? There's so many different ways that we can talk about, are you happy? And so as we sit here and as we chat, I want to ask you, are you happy? Have you figured out how to feel good in all of those categories? If you have, good job. You're on an island. There's not a lot of people. And yet, when you look at the percentages of the world and you say, okay, there are 7 billion people on the planet. How many of them know how to feel good on purpose, on demand, and from the inside out? And this is huge. Inside out is a really big element. You see, in so many instances, we aren't being taught this in school. They're not teaching it in elementary school or kindergarten. They're not teaching it in high school, middle school. They're not teaching it in college. There is no degree on how to feel good. It almost sounds too silly to do something like that on. People study psychology and therapy and hypnosis, and they study how the brain works and how the mind works. They study all of these things to know how we work as humans. And all of it stems back to the simple fact that we just want to feel good. We just want to feel good. And okay, now let's take for a second a philosophical approach. What is good and what is bad? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. I only know for me. And so that is part of the challenge. That is part of the process of understanding how to feel good, is that you have to learn what good and what bad are for you. Now, there are some things in the world that are good and bad, and we understand it. Maybe we even agree. Maybe we don't agree. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant in this conversation. The conversation is, do you know how to feel good? Now, you might have a list of things that you do externally. You maybe even have a few things that you do internally. Maybe you don't have anything that you do internally, but what I can tell you is that knowing how to feel good from the inside out, internally as opposed to externally, is always going to sustain you. It's always going to be the thing that is higher ranked than feeling good externally. Now, is that to say that feeling good externally, meaning, hey, I want to watch a movie, or I want to go to the movies, I want to watch a Netflix show, is that bad? I don't know. You have to decide, right? But external catalysts make a big difference for how you can actually take and manipulate how you feel. Now, I know I use the word manipulate. I apologize. Not really. Manipulate isn't a negative word. You may have determined that it is negative, but it isn't a negative word. It wasn't intended to be it's just a way to describe how you are manipulating what's going on. You can take clay and manipulate clay into a sculpture, and it becomes a work of art. It becomes a symbol of hope, right? So can you take and manipulate the clay that is your emotions into something that is a rock, that is the foundation upon which you experience life? And I know that may sound heavy, but here's what this is the catalyst of. We are going to be talking about feeling good for this series of episodes. I'm not going to make them terribly long, so you can look forward to some nice, straightforward episodes. All right. Now, if I do make one long here or there, hey, I could talk about each of these subjects for days and days and days. But we want to talk specifically about how to feel good. So hang with me, subscribe to the channel, listen in, get notified when we release new ones, because we're going to go through and we're going to talk about all these, and you're going to want to hear all of them. We're not going to talk about it academically. We're going to talk about it realistic. Oh, maybe not realistic. I don't like that word. Maybe we're going to talk about it in terms of functional, logical, and emotional means by which you can learn to feel good and practice it and get better at it. It can become a skill set that you have. It can be a skill set, just like learning how to build a house. You might have the skill set to build a house. You might even have the skill set to fix a car. I just had my car fixed by this amazing technician today. He was amazing. They did it, and they did it so fast, and my car works great now because they are amazing and they have this skill to be able to do what was wrong or fix what was wrong with my car. Your vehicle, you are your vehicle, and you need to have a skill set to be the mechanic for your vehicle, for the thing that you operate every day. Because if you didn't learn how to take care of your vehicle, your personal vehicle, then that vehicle could run into trouble. You know, when I was done getting my car fixed today, my technician, right? We could call him a mechanic, but I think he's more than that. He was so much more than that. They were so much more than that. They really understood. He said, you know, you are coming up on your next service. You're going to need to get this service, because if you don't, it could jack up your engine and then the car is done. So do not slack. Get this service done as soon as you can. And I thought, man, that is some great advice for our vehicle. You know, in a car, we have certain benchmarks, 25,000, 50,000, 60,000, 90,000, 100,000. We have these benchmarks to take care of our vehicle because those people that build those vehicles know full well that if you don't take care of those vehicles at certain times and improve or fix out or change out their instrumentation or the mechanics inside of it, that vehicle will not last as long. You are no different. Your vehicle needs some upgrades. I don't care how good you are at it. If you're listening to this, if you found your way here, if you and I are chatting right now, it's because your vehicle needs upgrades, and there is nothing wrong with that. You are not broken. You are not broken. You just need some upgrades, and we all do, and I am not exempt from that. Nobody is. We all need our upgrades, and we all need to be able to continue to move forward and continue to make things better in our vehicle. So I'm here today to tell you that I'm going to help you. We're going to go through and we're going to talk about these things. So stay with me, stay tuned, come in and listen to each of these episodes coming up, because each one is going to take a little piece of feeling good and we're going to talk about it. Right? So this is the intro to this, and I want you to hang with me, and I want you to stay with me now for a little while longer. We're going to just take one piece at a time, and you can start to actually think about it and implement it and become the mechanic of your vehicle. Guys, I look forward to you joining me on this next journey. We've got a ton of episodes lined up for you, and you're going to love them. They're going to be quick. They're going to be awesome for you to just consume and be able to do something positive with, because you deserve to feel good. And it is time. It's time that you take on the challenge of upgrading your skill set, of making sure you can feel good on demand, on purpose, and from the inside out. So let's do it together. Stick with me, subscribe so that you get the notifications. Like this video, share it with some other people that you know need to feel good too, and that need this skill. And we're going to do it together. We're going to go through and we're going to have a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Guys, I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that you're joining me, and you should be excited. Let's join together on this next episode, and we're going to have some fun. So we'll see you next time. Don't forget, go find some magic for life. Take care.
Happiness is a choice. Sadness is a choice. All emotions are a choice. Sometimes doing our emotions doesn't seem like it's our choice, but it is. You have control. You are the captain of your ship, and you must learn how to be the best captain you can be. Let me show you how. Pick up your free copy of my new book, Every Minute, at everyminutebook.com.